Hello, everyone, and welcome to the M&M podcast.
Weekly Podcast 2!
And this week we're playing some Exo Zombies, just released this Tuesday. What do you think about Exo Zombies, Mark?
What do I think about Exo Zombies? Well, it's a lot like any other zombies game. You survive, there's guns on the wall, you run around. The exosuits, quite surprising. Like, the zombies are faster, they're jumpy, they jump around. It was a good game. I don't know a lot about it right now. I didn't even get to the exosuit yet. But I am excited for what it has, yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it, too. I'm actually pretty surprised that it is in a Sledgehammer game that is traditionally a Treyarch thing.
Yeah.
That's now in a Sledgehammer game, which is nice to see that they're kind of crossing over the games a little bit, because Zombies has always been one of my favorite features of Call of Duty, and now we're finally seeing it in a non-Treyarch game. So
They did change it up a little bit. Like, all the perks, they're all called something different.
Yeah.
Like, max ammo is full reload. A nuke is DNA bomb, but it's like the same exact concept, just called different things.
And one of the concepts that I think is kind of interesting is that the zombies can give you an infection, which won't kill you, but if you don't deal with it in a set amount of time, you will die.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is more, I don't want to say realistic, but for lack of a better word, realistic, because in a real world zombie setting, if you got like bit, like in The Walking Dead, you get infected, but you don't like die right away.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of cool that they did that. Instead of just killing you, you have a chance to like fix it.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of cool.
I mean, you could still die normally. There's just something else separately that's an infection. That's what Mike's talking about.
Yeah, correct. And another thing, last Friday, there was a little bit of a snowstorm. We're not in an area that got a lot of snow, if you've heard about the snow in the Northeast. But we did have a fairly interesting snow story. Would you like to start with that?
Yes. It's more than just a snowstorm. So it's like 3 a.m. Mike and I are like, all right, let's get some bed sleepy time going on. And the fire alarm goes off at 3 a.m. and we're like, fuck, now we got to go outside. I am getting up to get my shoes. I pick up my shoes, swing them just a little bit, and by accident, I knock over Mike's ramen all over his laptop, his gaming laptop. And it was so sad to see such a good laptop get spilled on, but it's actually fine right now. And then we go outside. Guess what? Blizzard. Yep, there's a blizzard outside, and we're in the snow. And then eventually they let us go into the library to hang out there for a little bit. And about 5 a.m. we got back, finally, from this horrible fire alarm, snowstorm, blizzard thing. So yeah, it was a pretty crazy experience.
And to add a little bit to that, I was in shorts at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So I went outside in shorts, freezing my butt off, because at 3 a.m. we assumed that the school's not going to, this isn't a fire drill, this is something real. So obviously we were trying to get outside as fast as possible, and we were dealing with the aftermath of the ramen incident.
Yeah.
So, and meanwhile, while this whole 2 hours that we get stuck in the library, the water from the ramen is now drying on all of my equipment.
Oh, yeah, we had to get back and clean all that.
Yeah, at like 5 o'clock in the morning, it was about the last thing we wanted to do. But, yeah, that's a story.
The cause of the fire alarm, someone was smoking in one of the dorms at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate. It's really unfair that someone would do that. And the school never issued us an apology, which I'm a little upset about, because, I mean, I know it's not their fault, but at least they could send an email saying, thanks for your cooperation, you guys were very cooperative, yada, yada, yada. Just, I don't expect them to give me anything, but I just wanted an apology.
I already get enough emails from them. I'm good.
Yeah, that's
You could
true.
have your email. I don't want it.
I agree. But the next thing we wanted to talk about was Microsoft 10.
Microsoft 10, yeah.
And there was a press conference last week. There was a lot of stuff going on with Microsoft 10. There's going to be a new start menu. There's going to be a new built-in Spartan Browser that's going to be built from fresh alongside Internet Explorer, which they're not getting rid of for whatever reason. And what are your thoughts and impressions on Microsoft 10?
Let me explain that Spartan Browser for a sec. It's pretty much just like Google Chrome. It's just made by Microsoft, so it's supposed to be a top competitor for Google Chrome. That's what Microsoft's trying to do here. And Microsoft 10 in general, I've seen a beta version, and I do actually like it. Why? We get a start menu.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I have the Windows 10 developer preview on my computer at home. The start menu isn't as good as it was on Windows 7. It does have the left side, which is very reminiscent of Windows 7, but the right side of the start menu is filled with the tiles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good mix. I can see why they chose to do it, incorporate some features from both operating systems. But I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the tiles on the side. Just my personal preference.
If they went back to just plain Windows 7, it'd make them look so stupid for ever trying Windows 8. So I guess they're trying to keep the tiles to make it look like, yeah, we meant to do that. We meant to make it look like that.
Yeah, but I feel like the tile design itself was a bit ahead of its time. I mean, I feel like they went from Windows 7 and just skipped over a lot of stuff and went right to Windows 8.
Yeah,
and
I suppose.
It just felt out of place. I just never really fully got used to it.
Yeah. Well, I am interested in the Spartan Browser that's coming out. Hopefully that's good. You said it's built in, right?
It is built into the operating system.
And that means faster speeds.
Exactly.
Allegedly. Not network speeds, but the opening of the browser and, like, I guess, anything that's not related to the network with the browser.
Yeah, the big problem with Internet Explorer, even though it was supposedly built into the browser, was very slow opening. So that was one of my millions of problems with Internet Explorer. And I think it's good that they're getting rid of the Internet Explorer name, even though they're rebuilding it, because there's just a stigma around Internet Explorer. Whenever you say that word, it's like, ew, you use Internet Explorer? Even if it was the fastest browser out there, just with the name, it's just, you can't recover from that.
Yeah.
Years of terrible browsing. And another thing I wanted to mention with Microsoft 10 is that it's a free upgrade for a year. So that's really good. Happy about that, because usually they charge a lot of money for the updates. The free update for the first year, so that's good to hear. And on to...
Well, I was just going to ask you a question, Mike. You wear glasses, right?
I do wear glasses.
What if you just looked around in your room and sort of just virtual... Like, what if you wanted to play Minecraft through your glasses? Would you think that's a cool thing to do?
I would think that's awesome, Mark.
And, like, just have an operating system in your room. Like, it looks like it's actually there.
That would be awesome.
Well, actually, good news for you, Mike. Microsoft is coming out with something called the Hololens, and you could actually do that.
What?
Yeah, nope, you could actually do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me more, bro.
I don't know that much. Why don't you do it?
Alright, well, I did a VR video on Tuesday, which was a bit of a summary of a lot of the recent VR news. And what I think is so cool about HoloLens is that it's basically going to be a Windows 10 display projected into your eye. You're going to be able to do Skype calls. You're going to be able to do a lot of features that you're going to be able to do with Windows 10 in your eye wirelessly. So no wires, nothing like that. So I'm pretty excited for HoloLens. Hopefully, they're saying it's going to come out in the Windows 10 time frame, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's affordable so people can actually get their hands on them.
But I would understand if it's not affordable just yet. It's pretty revolutionary. It's got to be expensive.
I agree.
For now.
I agree. I just hope that eventually we'll be able to get our hands on HoloLens at an affordable price, because that's going to be the biggest problem, is just getting it out into the market and getting it into people's hands. I think once people have it, they're going to like it, but it's going to be getting it at an affordable price.
The more they manufacture, the cheaper it'll be.
Agreed. But
so eventually that will have, like in 20 years, I would assume we're all going to have this device or some sort of device like this.
Think about how crazy that's going to be. Like, did you hear about the stigma around Google Glass? Like, they got banned at bars and like all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Like, it's hard to imagine just everyone walking around with one of these things.
I bet they're going to try and like incorporate it into education somehow.
That would be
the students.
That would be revolutionary. I mean, maybe one day we'll have brain chips right into the head. Who knows?
Yeah, fuck school. Just give me that brain chip.
Exactly. And the last thing we wanted to talk about was security vulnerabilities. Google's recently been revealing security vulnerabilities in Mac, in Windows, and what do you think about that?
I think they should do it. It's showing the flaws of how, like the Mac software and the Microsoft software. It's letting these companies know you got problems, you got to fix them.
I think it's good. From a consumer standpoint, I'm very happy about it, because Google letting these companies know and revealing these security vulnerabilities is saying, hey, like, get your crap together. You have problems. You need
Exactly.
updates. You got to fix it. But I can see why, from a business standpoint, why companies like Microsoft and Apple would be mad about this.
Yeah, no one's asking Google to do this. Google's just like, you suck, here's your flaws, you suck, here's your flaws. But they are doing it for the good of the companies, too. They're just kind of being dicks about it as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from a consumer standpoint, I'm very happy about it. But one of the problems is that hackers are now going to have an even easier time now that these security vulnerabilities are publicly available and they're not fixed, obviously, or else they wouldn't be released under this program that Google's doing. So that makes me a little eerie, at the least.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Google gives the companies, they tell the company their problems, the flaws in the coding, and they give them 90 days to fix it before Google will actually publicly release the flaws to like the rest of the consumers out there.
And I think it's a good amount of time, but I don't know, just...
To fix code, a big company like that, I'm sure they could work something out.
I agree, but sometimes these problems aren't just fix one little thing. It's this code, and then when you change this code, you get this problem. So I can see why, from a business standpoint, it's not always that easy. Some of these security vulnerabilities are things that may have been built in their operating system for years now, so...
I suppose. But these are coders, and they're really good at coding.
And they should be if they're working for a big company like Microsoft or Apple.
Yeah. Well, hey, what do you guys think? You can let us know down in the comments, because we read those. And,
you can recommend topics for us if you want to hear us talk about something. Let us know in the comments below. We appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, well, my name is Mano.
My name is Greenberg Gaming.
And hopefully you guys come back. We'll see you soon.